Hey, what's up guys? It's Marquita from AtHomeWithQuita. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, so glad you decided to stop by. So today we are going to be doing a meal planning process video. So I'm going to be talking you guys through how I meal plan on a weekly basis. Haven't done that in a while, so I thought it would be a great time on this Meal Planning Monday to share that with you guys. But first, if you're new, I hope you'll stick around and consider subscribing and also giving me a thumbs up on this video if you do in fact enjoy it. So let's jump into this meal planning process. If you want to see that, make sure to stay tuned. All right, so first and foremost, I just have a little plan of action here on some things that we're going to be discussing in this video. We're going to just talk through my whole entire meal planning process from start to finish. And so I just have a little cheat sheet of sorts over here so that way I don't forget to hit the points that I want to share with you guys. So this is my main planner, my catch-all planner, and I do have a section in here that is specific for meal planning. If you guys have been following me for some time, you know I just adore meal planning. I love cooking. I love the entire part of preparing foods and sharing them with my family, gathering around the table, eating as a family, all of that good stuff is just something that I enjoy doing. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my meal planning process. So let's go ahead and open this up. This is the Happy Planner home management system. And so of course I use that because it's just fabulous. It's neutral and it just works for me. And I just really love having the tabs here. So for me, for meal planning, it's all going to start here in this section. This is my 2020 yearly meal planner at a glance. I love this because it allows you to plan for the entire year, or you can just plan for the month if you choose to, or you can plan for the week. It's totally up to you. But I like coming in here and just writing it all in if possible. And if not possible, that's totally okay. Sometimes it is hit or miss for me. I start here though to check and see if I have written it down. So I'll come here and see what meals I may have already planned for in advance, which is great when I do that. And again, sometimes that's not the case, which means I'm starting from scratch for that week. So this week, that's what we're going to be doing because as you can see for March, I have nothing written in. So we will be writing it in once we decide what we're going to have. And so I'm going to need to start from the beginning. So again, if I don't have anything written in here, we're going to start fresh. I'm going to go to my pantry and my refrigerator, see what items I have on hand. A lot of people don't do that. They just kind of wing it. And I like to look in the refrigerator, the freezer, and the pantry to see what I have and build recipes around that. And so I know for this week, I believe I have chicken in the freezer, which I just will need to take out to let it thaw. And then in the pantry, I know I have some pasta. So I know that this week I can do some sort of pasta that has chicken in it, which is great because that's going to save me on some money. And then I also like to look for other things like, do the kids have snacks? You know, do I have any sort of fruits and vegetables? Because of course that's essential for snacking and preparing recipes. I like to just kind of look and see what I have in its entirety. And I will take my pen and paper and just write it down. And then I know that I can build recipes around that. So that is a great place to start. Your cabinets, your fridge, your freezer, your pantry, see what you have on hand and then build recipes around that. So that's kind of step 2 in the process once I come here to see what I have written in, because if I have it written in already, I've already done that. And so that's great if I do, but in this particular case, we don't. So then the first step will technically be, you know, going to the pantry and fridge and freezer and seeing what we have and then coming and writing it in here. All right, so the next step for me, because we already know kind of the direction we need to go in, is I need to find some recipes. And so the way I do that, you guys know I've been really enjoying the Cook Once, Eat All Week book, and that system is fantastic. But this week I want to switch it up a little bit. We're not going to go that route. We're just going to look for some new and fresh recipes. And so I always go to Pinterest. That's my go-to place. It works for me. I love it. It's easy. And so I'll just come in. We already know that we have that chicken and pasta, so I can look up a chicken pasta recipe. Because although we have those, we don't know what exactly we're going to use them for. So then I'm just going to come here and I'm going to see what speaks to me, what looks good. and what I think my family will enjoy, and then that is what we'll choose. And it didn't really have to be a chicken pasta recipe. I just know I have pasta and I know I have chicken, but you could use that however you see fit, but I figure it doesn't hurt to do chicken pasta. So this recipe right here has 760 reviews and it has 5 stars. It's creamy Italian chicken pasta. Let's try it. I'm always down to try a new recipe. So since we know that's what we're gonna make, we're gonna head on over to that website and we are going to figure out what we need. I hate those little pop-ups, y'all, by the way. So we're gonna just kind of scroll down and see where all of the recipe ingredients are. You know what I also hate, which is my pet peeve, is when it's not really this person's article and she links back to a different website. And I don't know, it's frustrating because I kind of just want to click on it and I want it to give me exactly what I need. And sometimes people post other people's recipes and of course they give them credit, but when I click on that website, it's not going to take me directly to the recipe, which, yeah, it's sometimes frustrating to me. Okay, just sidebar. So if you are looking like I am on Pinterest, this is kind of your first time doing this sort of thing, you weren't really aware that you could do that on Pinterest, find lots of recipes, just know that sometimes you'll click on a recipe and you'll get a little bit frustrated because it won't be the recipe, it'll be a link to a different person's website. And so just don't give up, just keep searching and you'll find it. So we want to write that in for today's date, which is the 9th. And again, that was called creamy Italian chicken pasta. And you guys know, if you've been following me also, you know I cook on Monday, then the next day's leftovers. I cook on Wednesday, leftovers Thursday, cook on Friday, leftovers Saturdays. Sundays we typically eat out, but I'm not cooking. So whatever you can find is what you eat, okay? And so now that we know what we're cooking, we can go ahead and write in our items that we're gonna need from the store. So that is the next part of the process. Of course, you need to write in your shopping list. And that is typically done in my main schedule section. So it's typically done here. And I normally like to have a half sheet or something in my planner so that I can write in all of the items that I'm gonna buy for dinner. I also do write in the dinners we're gonna be having this week. So I'll write in that same exact dinner here. So that's the creamy chicken Italian pasta. All right, and I did create this whole cloth and paper spread and I love it, and I have a little section here for to buy, but this is not going to give me enough space, and so I am not going to write everything here. Well, let's try it. Maybe it can work. Maybe it can work. So we already know we have boneless, skinless chicken breast. It says we need linguine, and I don't think I have linguine in my pantry, but we do have pasta, so we're not going to get linguine. We're going to just use the pasta we have. It says I need milk. I know I need milk anyway, so I'm going to write in milk, and I'm just going to write it in tiny. And then lemon juice I have in the refrigerator. I have olive oil. I have flour. I have salt and pepper. I have Italian seasoning. It says I need powdered sugar. So that is the importance of polling your pantry, because you should kind of know what things you already have on hand. So that way you're not writing in all of this stuff. You're only writing in those items that you know you need. So I try to stay in tune with what I have on hand. That's super important. It also tells me I need garlic. I know I have garlic on hand. I need sun-dried tomatoes, which I do not have. Yeah, I think I could fit. And then also cornstarch, which I have. I have chicken broth. It says fresh spinach, which I tend to keep on hand anyways. But I used my last bag today. And then heavy cream and Parmesan. That sounds so yummy. Okay, I think I used my last bag of Parmesan. So we've got that done for the first recipe we're gonna have for the week. So the next step in the process for me would possibly be to write on a recipe card. So you guys know that I love the recipe cards. I have like 3 to 5 recipe keepers. And so I love creating spreads on these recipe cards. They are just help me to be creative. And I am putting together a recipe keeper for Miss Addison when she's a grown-up. She'll be able to have all of our family recipes and share them with her family. So that would be the next step in the process if I decided to do that, which today I'm not going to do it, is go ahead and write in the recipe card. So that way I'll have that recipe and I can stick it in my recipe keeper from the Happy Planner. But again, we're not going to do that. And then also another part of the process, and I'm trying to go in the right order because this is kind of how my brain works. So we're not going to sit and write in all 3 recipes on the at a glance page and then on this page right here. I'm doing it kind of recipe by recipe. So I'm writing it in the March year at a glance, and then I'm writing it here and my weekly spread, and then I'm writing the ingredients for that recipe. I'm doing everything for that particular recipe in that order, if that makes sense. Now, if you want, you can write them all on the March at a glance, then write them all on your weekly page, then write all the to buy ingredients all at one time. But I'm just kind of showing you how I typically do it because it's just the way my brain works. So I was going to say, what I do is I go into the fitness planner section and I will go ahead and write that in for dinner here as well, because that's a part of dinner. That's what I'm cooking. Although when I am on keto, do a modified version. So what I would do is just not eat the pasta. Everything else is I'm pretty much clear to eat on keto, but I don't know if I'm on keto this week. So, so I think I might just have the whole thing, but I still come here and I still write it in on this weekly spread as well. So that way I have everything all on one page, because I'm also doing my breakfast, snack, lunch, snacks here as well, which aren't on any other pages. So those other items here are not on these pages. It's only in the fitness planner. So I do come here and I'll write in the dinner here as well. And then again, that goes here, but I'll rewrite it there. Perfect. So that's kind of the flow of things. And so this is just what works for me. So now that we've got the first one there, we're going to go back to the other section. Well, actually, we technically don't need to go back. We'll eventually need to come back here to my main calendar section. And then we'll need to, let me move this because this is throwing me off because this was last week. And this is this week, so that calendar divider should be here. So now we're going to come back here and we're going to figure out what the next recipe is. All right, so other than that chicken that I had on hand, I may have some ground beef, but I'm not sure. So we're just going to now just kind of go for it and look for family recipes, healthy family recipes. Ooh, that taco stuffed sweet potato look really good. Doesn't that look so good? Oh my goodness, that looks good. But I'm really not in the mood for sweet potatoes this week. I also have to be in the mood for things. And I want my family to be in the mood for it as well. Well, I'm kind of feeling like doing taco soup this week. I have a really good recipe for taco soup. Let me look. I do have a board, and if you guys want to follow my board, you're more than welcome to, called Yummo. And I also have like a keto board. I have a whole bunch of different boards here that you guys may or may not want to follow. It's totally up to you. And I've got lots of yummy recipes here. So I know I have a taco soup recipe that is bomb, and I'm just in the mood this week for taco soup. So let me find it. Ooh, I'm also in the mood for white chicken chili. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me stop. Get focused. And I guess it's technically not called taco soup. It's really chicken tortilla soup. See, this is how my mind works. I'm just kind of scanning just to see what looks good, what I know we've had in the past that we've enjoyed, and that's what I'm gonna make. And then I'll also ask my family, hey, what do you guys want for this week? A lot of times they'll say they don't know, but I at least want to ask them just so I can kind of get an idea on if they have a preference. And most of the time it's whatever you want to make. Okay, these Philly cheesesteak sloppy joes were really good. So what if we do these? Yeah, those are really, really, really good. If you haven't tried those, again, recipe is on my Pinterest board. If you haven't tried that, it is so yummy. Again, the recipe's on my Pinterest board, so check it out. If you like Philly cheesesteaks, it's really super yummy. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Philly cheesesteak sloppy joes. So again, we're going to do the same process. All right, and then that will be for Thursday as well. And then we'll come here and write the same thing. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and write in everything that we're going to need for that. And make sure, if you're like me and you cook 3 times a week, you want to double it so that you have enough for leftovers. So it tells me I need ground beef. I need butter, which I have on hand. I don't know if I have a yellow onion. And you always need yellow onions anyways. Brown mushrooms. I need mushrooms. And ketchup. I do need ketchup. Worcestershire sauce. I have that. I have salt. I have pepper. I have cornstarch. I have beef broth. I need provolone cheese. And brioche buns. All right, see? Our list is very minimal because we're only writing in what we know for sure that we need. We're not writing in the whole entire list. So that's that. Now don't write in quantities because I pretty much eyeball it when I cook, y'all. I know you guys always ask me like, how much of this do you need? And I'm like, I just eyeball it. So the recipe has the precise amount that you need, so you can always check there. All right, so remember what we're doing next. We're gonna come here, we're gonna write that in. I'm just gonna pull the page out, it makes it easier. So Philly stuffed sloppy. And remember that goes for the next day as well. All right, so we've got our first 2 recipes down pat. We know exactly what we're eating. We know exactly what we need for those recipes. So we're moving on to the last one. So we have a chicken recipe and we have a beef recipe for this week. So we could do like a seafood recipe. Let's see. I do a really good shrimp and grits. Or we could do a meatloaf recipe. Let's see. We could do a salmon recipe. I have a really good salmon recipe too. Ooh, those look really good. You see, I'm like squirrel. Like I'm all over the place, y'all. Ooh, that jambalaya. I can do a I don't know. I also try to consider like what I really feel like doing. Because, you know, sometimes I'm not feeling a week where I have to like do a lot. I want it to be simple. And so I try to consider that as well. I don't really want to do salmon. Let's see. I could do a roast. Do I want to do a roast though? I mean, I have my pressure cooker, but do I really feel like doing a roast? Okay, I think I'm going to do a fish recipe. I'm going to do the southern fish fry. So let's see what I need for this. I love fish. And of course that recipe is not working, but we're going to find one. And I think maybe, do I just want to do catfish or tilapia? I think I'm going to do fish and shrimp, like a fish and shrimp fry. So let's just do fish and shrimp fry. And I think I might use my air fryer. Okay, so we wrote it there. And there's really no recipe for that. I just know how to make fish and shrimp taste really good. And I don't think you can go wrong with that. All right, and then that's going for Friday as well. Saturday, yep, that will be leftover for Saturday, and Sunday is out. All right, so we've got it written here for the year. Well, year at a glance, but only for that week. But you could go ahead and write out for the whole entire month if you want. We have it here. Now we need to write in our groceries. So I think I'm probably gonna do some tilapia and some catfish and some shrimp. And then I know I need some fish fry. I may even need some oil. And then in terms of veggies, I think we're gonna do green beans. And in terms of the Monday dinner with the pasta, we're gonna do a Caesar salad. And we're gonna get some garlic bread. And then for the Philly stuff, Sloppy Joe's, it's gonna have some veggies in it already, and it's gonna have bread. I could make a salad with it, but I think we may be okay with just that. Otherwise, I try to pair every dinner with a bread or carb of some sort and a vegetable. So we've got that covered for the remaining week. Otherwise, for the fish fried, I really don't need anything else. I think I have everything else. Okay, so Friday, fish, and that will be for Saturday, and then Sunday will be out. All right, so we've got it written here in our fitness planner. And again, I'll make modifications if this week I decide I do want to do keto after all, and all that will require is just for me to probably not add the breading for the fish and shrimp. And for the Philly stuff, I can just eat the inside of it, maybe put it on top of a salad. And then for the creamy pasta, same thing, remove the pasta, everything else I can have. So I think I probably can just go for it and make those modifications and feel comfortable with that. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. I am trying so hard to stay on keto, but it's just tough. It's tough. So I have plans to continue trying. It's just that sometimes it's just I fall off the bandwagon. But those are some modifications that you can make if you are on keto, but you want to try some of these recipes. So I've got it written here, so that just stays tucked back there. And I do need to fill out the rest of those things. And then we can come back here to our calendar section. We can pop this in. We know exactly what we're making for the week and everything that we need to order. And then we can pop this back in the meal planning section. This is just for reference. And I like to see, like, at the end of the year what we've eaten, because I pretty much do stick to this. When I write it in, that's pretty much what we're gonna have. All right, so next step in the process is for me to order the groceries. I typically try and do that on Sundays and then pick it up on Monday. And so all that involves for me is to order on Walmart grocery service. I love Walmart grocery service. It's super easy. You can also get home items. And so I'll just go into the app like so, and I'll just show you because it is Monday. So I've already done that, but I'm just going to show you. So super easy. You'll just come in here because I do have some other items to pick up. This is just for dinner. I do have some other items I need to buy for like the kids' snacks, and if they're doing lunches for this week, their lunch, of course, Addison's goes to public school and Malachi's homeschooled, so he eats whatever we have for lunch, and I typically do super healthy if possible because his brain, you know, just needs to be fueled by healthy things. And so I try to do like a salad or just some sort of healthy lunch option. So he's factored in our lunch since we're all home together. My husband pretty much works from home, and so whatever I make for myself, I make for everybody else. But with Addison, she goes back and forth between taking lunches and eating lunch at school. So we have to factor those things in. And so this isn't everything that's going to be added to this list, but you'll just go here, as you can see. And then there's also like milk, bread, cereal, things like that need to be added to those lists as well. And then I would just go here, and then it would be in my cart. So as you can see, those items are in my cart that I had. I don't know why I made this cart. Probably just as an example for you guys. So they're already there. So then once you get done with that, you just go through the checkout part of the process. And there is a minimum of $30 on Walmart. And I do also do Kroger click lists from time to time. And I love that when I want to pick it up. And then they do have Instacart for delivery as well. But there is a premium fee for that. And sometimes it can get a little bit pricey. There is for Walmart as well. But I think the highest is like $9.95 depending on when you pick it up. If you pick it up during peak hours, it's going to be more expensive. They also do deliver. Excuse me, that's the delivery fee. The pickup fee is free. There is no fee. And so it can get a little bit pricey, but I do like to get it delivered for the convenience factor of it. So that's what I would do next after I have everything all written in. I will go ahead and pull this list out, and then I will go into the Walmart app and start filling my cart with those items from my list. And then I would check out and have it probably delivered unless, you know, I feel like I want to pick it up for that day. So the next part of the process will be, of course, to prepare dinner. Once you get all your items in from wherever you order it from or wherever you pick it up from or wherever you go into the store and purchase it from, you want to make dinner. And a lot of times when I get the groceries in, I'll put what needs to go in the freezer and refrigerator and so forth and so on. And so sometimes things are frozen, so you want to remember to take those items out the day before and put them in the refrigerator or on the counter, depending on how frozen they are, typically in the refrigerator, and so that way they can thaw and be ready for you to prepare dinner that next day. I also do like to kind of keep things jumbled up in the same area in my refrigerator based on those dinner options so that they can stay together and they'll be easy to pull from. And so again, let's just recap, okay? Because I know I talked about a lot in this video. Starts with me at the at a glance page. I'm going to go to the at a glance. I'm going to write it in. I'm going to check first to see if there's anything there. If there's not, I'm going to write it in. I know then at that point I'm starting from scratch. Then I'm going to go onto Pinterest. I'm going to find the recipes that I want to cook after I've checked my pantry, of course, to see if I have anything on hand I can build a recipe around. Then once I am on Pinterest, I'm going to find 3 dinner options for the week, and then I'm going to write them here on this page here in my dinner section, and then I'm going to write every single ingredient I need for that dinner. Then I also write it here in the meal planning section as well, just so I can have it at a glance, so I can look at it at the end of the year just to see what we've eaten, and then also just to have a log of what we're having for dinner. Sometimes I'll plan for this a year in advance. Sometimes I'll plan for this a month, a week, a day. It just all depends on how I'm feeling. So that's the next part. And then I will also write it in my fitness planner just so I have it there. And so once I have everything written in, the dinners we're having, what I'm buying for those dinners, then I can go ahead and go onto Walmart grocery delivery service or Kroger, whatever you choose, and add those items to my cart, check out, and either have them delivered or I can pick them up, which we typically lean towards a delivery. And then I am ready to make dinner. I'm going to get all those items in, put them in the fridge and the refrigerator, and then I'm going to pull dinner out depending on if something's frozen or not. May need to thaw out, let that sit in the refrigerator the night before. But the day of, I'm just going to grab those items out of the refrigerator, and then I'm going to prep dinner for that day. Now, if I'm doing the cook once, eat all week method, I'm prepping everything on Monday, and then I'm pulling out those particular items that day, and I'm, reheating things and preparing dinner that way. So I do both methods. I do like the cook once, eat all week method because it's just genius and it's easy, and it just makes the weeks run so much smoother because you already have everything ready to go for dinner. That's one less thing you have to think about. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope I've covered everything. Again, I cook Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that just is what works for us. And then we have leftovers the remaining days. Sunday is just whatever you can find is what you eat type of situation, and that just works for our family. It's been working for the past several years, and so that's what we're gonna stick to. So I thought again I would just come on really quickly and show you guys my meal planning process. I hope that helped. I hope I wasn't all over the place. I tried to just show you in real time like how I would actually do things, and I like to just do them recipe by recipe and do everything for that recipe and then move on to the next recipe, as opposed to sitting down and writing all 3 recipes on the at a glance and then writing all the ingredients and then so on and so forth. This is just the way that works for me. So hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions below about anything related to anything, meal and recipe keeping or everyday planning. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you joining me today for another video. Hopefully you'll come back and catch another one, in which case I'll see you then.